looking for an outgoing person to help manage the Port of St. Helens. We had a very good core staff here already, and we needed a director that would come in and could work well with the public, with all the other entities that we had to work with, as well as attract business.
Somebody that could be involved in the community, could reach out to other stakeholders in the community that the port needed to work with, and be a genuine part of the community.
We did it down to about 4 or 5 people and held some interviews, and Pat just did a phenomenal job on those interviews.
It was becoming quite clear that there was one person who was extremely comfortable in the new setting. If you've met Patrick, you know that he's never met anybody who wasn't a friend.
I've always prided myself and my family to, once we've moved, we're now there. And to be there, you have to be engaged. You have to become part of this. You have to take personal ownership on what happens across the street, what happens downtown, what happens with the local service clubs. And it was easy. It was a natural fit. And we were able to come in and jump in with the local Kiwanis. We were able to identify who's who, ask questions because they interested me in who you are, where you're from, how long have you been here, what can you teach me.
Columbia County is a small county, and our district is even smaller. And it's a very informal kind of interpersonal place. It's always easy to reach out to the folks you need to talk to or want to interact with. And he's proven particularly adept at contacting and spending a lot of time and effort talking to the private sector folks, as well as the public sector officials, folks at all different kinds of levels, as well as people in the political realm, to make them familiar with what we're trying to do and our mission and our requirements, our needs, and help us execute our programs, our projects at all various levels.
We had projects here that, frankly, we've been working on for, I remember one specifically we'd worked on for 15 years. They had tried to get that resolved. Pat and his team were able to get that resolved now, and here in the last year or two, we're able to get that going.
Pat, it was exactly what we needed here. I happened to be the interim director for 9 months, and I was asked by some of the commissioners what I would like to see here. And one of the things that I said is like, I put a lot of effort in making sure that the port is well recognized out in the community and respected. I think I would like to see someone that would bring, even more of that to the port. And certainly enough, Pat, it's just absolutely respected by all the members of the community.
When individuals come to you, whether it's from a business perspective or from individual, because we have marine individuals with their own boats, we have airport with their general aviation with their own airplanes, and then we have larger business that have corporate challenges. It's to look at it, where can we help? We are still customer based with what we do here, and so every opinion is important. We may not agree with them at all times, but they're all important, and it's a way to address it and to be outgoing. When someone walks to that door, often you don't have to wait to say, can someone help me? It's hello, how you doing? Where you been? I saw that fishing hack. Did you catch that salmon today? So we've been able to successfully now, I think, try to provide some focus in regard to each of our industrial areas, each of our general public access areas, and dredging. We've got a relatively small marina, but it hadn't been dredged for over 20 years. Siltation had come through. We're starting to get a little bit more challenging along those lines. It costs so much to dredge and go through that process. But three and a half years ago, we set our sights on, let's go through the permitting process. Let's start setting some dollars back. Let's start focusing through here. And so we just finished a $1.5 million dredging project for the marina. The storm that came through in 2009 just wiped out so many things with the snow and collapses that we were able to gradually and systematically rebuild those docks, rebuild the pier, rebuild the covered moorage area, add to the transient area. Add the RV park to this public access area. Improve the walking trail, make it ADA compliant. Multnomah, that was totally annihilated after that storm. One building crushed. We've since rebuilt that with ORPET. ORPET is the only and single place where every plastic bottle that's recycled in the state comes to St. Helens to turn back into flakes. It is not rocket science. If it was, I'd never succeed. I'm not that intelligent by far. I've got too many people that would admit that. But at the same time, it is if you like working with people, if you like, being a part of their success, if you like including them in your successes, it's wonderful. You can feel good about it. And again, you should. So I think if you're truly unhappy, you just need to find another alternative. If you can find those wins and those opportunities where you can say, it was good. This was a good time. Then you're in the right place. And you keep working towards those little wins. And they are mostly little wins. But after a year, you can look back and go, wow, we did a fair amount. And my goodness, this organization has a lot to be proud of.
When I was asked to write a letter of recommendation for Patrick Trapp for this very significant award, I drew on my experiences with the Port. I go back nearly 40 years with the Port of St. Helens. I ran a helicopter company at their airport. I served as an elected commissioner. I was the board chair. I have served as a legislator interacting with the Port and Port staff. And so over 40 years of close observation of the Port, I think I'm uniquely qualified to offer an opinion. Patrick inherited an organization mired in mediocrity. The Port had lost the confidence of the public. Some of their business practices were called into question, and Patrick has nearly single-handedly restored the Port to a position of integrity and, I think, respect in the community. Patrick's military service has served him well in taking on the challenges facing the Port of St. Helens, and I'd like to use this opportunity to thank him for his service to our country. Moreover, though, Pat has taken the Port to new opportunities. He is an aggressive business advocate. He has restored the Port to financial integrity. He is pursuing new and innovative business opportunities and working collaboratively with a partner of all levels of state government and local government. I congratulate Pat on this significant award. I am proud to work with him as a colleague, and I'm delighted to call him a friend.